Alright, boys. So, sorry about my camera angles, but, I just kind of threw it up for stuff. So, I guess I'm ready to talk about the Stinger now. And, I'm gonna kind of just go over, a little bit what I'm thinking about right now and, the best way to go about using it. So, what I'm thinking is, the best way to go about it would be using Omnis for the size 4s, and then using NDB size 2. Or you could go with something else. So the thing is that the reason why I choose this is because the Wraith Plasma Cannon has a weapon speed of around 1288 or something like that. Pretty slow. So if we look at the Omni 4, it has a speed of 1344. So what does that mean? So we're gonna go to our calculator again, right? So 1288. Actually, I can do it. I'm not gonna do it. I don't want a negative number because. So that's the speed of an Omni size 4, right? Then we subtract that by the speed of the Wraith size 5, and that's gonna be your pip spread, right? So that is what you want. All right. Now, if you wanted to downsize your weapons, you can do that if you want to, right? So you can put the size 3 NDBs on there instead. But as you can see, they have a faster weapon speed, right? So that's going to make your spread a little bit more. I recommend going with I recommend sticking with cannons because it's going to give you a closer pip spread, and that is ideal. You don't want glaive spread in this ship. It's already going to be slow enough as it is, and we're going to talk about that, and we're also going to talk about other stuff and things as well. So I saw the hit points earlier. Here it is. So again, we're gonna bust out our calculator. So the whole hit points on this ship are 36,600. So, well, 614 rather, right? So as you can see, I've got the ramparts on the Stinger, right? Because I mean, you're already going to be slow enough as it is. It's like there's no reason to hide in this thing. There's no reason to try to skirt yourself on defenses. You're already fat and slow, right? I mean, so you might as well go ahead and slap the ramparts on there. So we're gonna add the shield value now, and this is I'm sure some of you are just like, I've already done the math. It's crazy. So yeah, we're right there at 49,000 hit points for this fucking thing. So this is a fat boy. This is a thick, fat goth mommy. All right, straight up. So what do we got here for the components, right? So I've obviously been over the ramparts. Like, you could go military if you want to, but in my opinion, you just want the raw hit points. So this is the next part that kind of gets me kind of thrown off, right? It has 2 size 1 power plants. And the reason why I kind of like, and I don't know how I feel about that, guys. Right? Because like it comes stock with these coolers, right? 3 size 1 coolers, and I'm just sitting here like, is this? I mean, like I'm trying to wrap my head around why they would design it like this. Maybe more components for redundancies because it gets hit a lot. I don't fucking know. That's my best guess when it comes to why there's so many fucking coolers, right? Because if you lose a cooler, then you're fucked. So you got to find the spot that you want to put your cooler, I guess. But the thing is that, like, power is an issue with this ship. So this is why you want to look at another alternative, right? So we look at the NDB, right? and its weapon speed is 1400. Okay, so we're looking for a size 2 weapon that's around that same speed, right? But we also want to make it ballistic as well. We don't want we do not want an energy weapon. Okay, so we gotta see here what we have options for, and the only option we have is the sawbuck, really. So if you put the sawbucks on, theoretically it's supposed to have more power, but maybe maybe in order for you, maybe they thought about that, I don't know, but the way I see it is that if you want to go all lasers, then you're going to be down a power block, a singular power block. If you want more power blocks, then you're going to have to swap out something here for you're gonna have to swap out something for ballistics, right? So let's take a look at what our options are for size 4 ballistics, shall we? Oh, it's my heater. I thought I was burning something. As you can see, we don't have that many options. So again, you could go sawbucks, right? So, but the problem with going ballistics is they just simply don't have enough mags. And I'm starting to notice as I'm putting these weapons on, it's not changing the power. So I don't know what's up with that. Let me try that again. Maybe my browser's just fucked up. No, that's right. So it doesn't matter. It looks like, unless Urkel is incorrect, it looks like it doesn't matter. And basically, you might as well just stick with the Omnis, because the ammo count matters. And you know, I don't care how tilted some of these lore guys or how, you know, some of these devs feel about me at this company at this point. It's like, look, guys. Ballistics are not going to be viable in any context, shape, form, or fashion unless you give us an additional mag, right? Like we had back in the day. So yes, that means putting something back into the game that y'all took out to just deliberately fuck us. Alright? You know, you would be a lot better off as a company stop doing that. Because all you're going to do is keep running into issues that are self-created. And when it comes to people not using ballistics, you damn well know why people are not using ballistics. It's because of ammo counts. Y'all need to get a grip over there. Alright? You know, when it comes to these topics, there's a reason why I'm so harsh and callous about it, right? And it's because, you know, over the years of having to sit here and deal with the same mental gymnastics of, you know, having to argue for things I shouldn't have to argue for. Same thing with the other part of the community. I don't think I have to open a Spectrum thread or, you know, open up a massive thread on any I don't have to do that, CIG. There's enough people in this community that are just like, there's not enough ammo for ballistics to justify giving us more fucking ammo. So I don't, you know, I don't know, like, what is going on with the whole, you know, ammo versus armor crap and ballistic penetration and all this stuff. Yeah, you know what, in the past, you guys were right to nerf and do stuff, right? Because they were overpowered. You know, people are going around with mantises and like half magging people because of the fact that they go through shields. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I get it, but at the same time, grow the fuck up. It's been how many years now? I mean, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, you know, how many more fucking life sentences do dogfighters have to carry out before we get our goddamn ammo back on our ballistics? Anyway, that's enough on that. So, what confuses me the most is why it has so many coolers. And the only thing I can think of is just their exterior, and you don't want to lose a component, or it has extra components, right? Because, like, when you take these components off, I mean, yeah, you're giving yourself more power overhead and stuff, but you're also reducing the hit point to the ship by doing so, because each one of these components have hit points. So, that's a thing. You know, quantum drive doesn't really fucking matter. Now, when it comes to the missiles, right, you know, I don't know, again, so the Rattlers have been nerfed into oblivion. You know, people say it's because, oh, well, it's because we're giving NPCs Animus missile launchers. That's a pretty fucking sorry-ass excuse, right? Because everyone knows that you can't change the missile loadouts or missile configurations for Animus missile launchers. Anyway, so Rattlers are off the menu, boys, because, again, there are just too many crybabies in this community and in this office. You missile haters. You know, there's a reason why people use them against y'all. I mean, get the fuck over it. Like, what else would you expect mouse and keyboard players to do? Just sit there and let you fuck them in the ass? So anyway, this is the ideal loadout. And, you know, I'm gonna hop in here into Arena Commander or the Persistent Universe here, and, you know, you'll see in a second when I get in this shit and see what's going on with it. So, be right back. All right, here I'm back. So I'm sitting here finally staring at the favorite part of my ship list, and we're gonna start bringing some stuff in. So basically, for those of you that don't know, in order for you to acquire a Class A military power plant without having to do any of the content in Pyro, you're gonna have to go and buy a Buccaneer, and the Buccaneer comes stock with a JS300. So if you've got 3 million AUC or whatever in game, then you can get yourself 2 Class A power plants. So today is not going to be the Defanos Meta loadout because I'm in PTU, but we are going to get stuff that has decent power blocks. Okay, so I've got my Vandal ships here, and we're not going to worry about a lot of things. Let's see. Is there any weapons that might come on something? Yeah, we'll get the F7A Mark II because it has Omnis on there. Probably going to need those. Funny how I only have one Idris in my screen here, but that's not really the part of the video that we're talking about. Okay, so F12 to turn off the chats. What? Fucking alright. So we're gonna go ahead and strip this real quick. Oh, it doesn't. Okay, I was thinking those are size 3s. Alright, maybe not. So, Vandal Stinger. Alright, so obviously we have our paints here. I'm going to go ahead and throw on Black Widow. Seems appropriate, right? Alright, so here comes the fun part. So it seems I don't have any of my stuff that I have from yeah. So we have a Class D. This, I think this comes with the blade, and this comes with the glaive. So it might just be better off for me to wait until live to do this video, because I'm not gonna have what I need to make it work. So we'll just hold off on doing combat and stuff today, and we're just gonna do a walk around, because I'm not gonna put any effort or time into PTU. All right, now do the Scotty run. Okie dokie. We're gonna do the traditional renegade walk around the ship. Ooh, spiky bits. I love spiky bits. Missiles. And then this is where the weapons go, obviously. So there's a new size 5 cannon. There we go. Come on, come on, come on, you can do it. Nope, 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 nope. Come on. Nope, come on. Nope, come on. Alright. Giggity. Alright, cool. What we got here? Let's see. Do we have any exterior... Ooh. See, this is what I'm talking about, guys. Like, when I see stuff like this, it's just like... I'm fairly convinced the Vandal grow their ships. Anyway, I guess those are thrusters? I mean, it just looks so organic looking. Look at that. Oh, fuck! I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that. Okay. Ow. Alright. Let's take a look under the chassis here. Yep, everything looks in order. Alright, so. Man, that alien tax, am I right, boys? Whoa. Wait, hold on. Let me turn down the music real quick. Here, we pause this. I have a weapon rack. That's so Ridley Scott. I fucking love that. Like, that is actually cool. So, like, I don't know. It's funny how, I mean, I'm pretty into the Vandal, obviously, guys. but like I don't understand their language, right? And every time I try to reach out to people that do understand their language, they give me the cold shoulder. So y'all keep doing that. I'll hire a professional linguist to decode it for me. All right. So how about that for a YouTube video? Wow, yes, look at that. Bro! It's fucking sick. It's so on brand, guys. The sound effects are awesome on this ship. The one last final touch that is needed when it comes to Vandal ships is that we do need our quantum effect. Like the Xeon have a unique quantum effect for their ships, right? And by logic and by theory, there should be a Vandal warp tunnel, right? But if CIG wants to be lazy, and I'm gonna give them an out on this, all right? Like if they want to be lazy and not do it and just say, look, it's a human reproduction, shut the fuck up, Defanos, I would accept that answer. But I'm just saying that, you know, hey, it'd be nice to have a Vandal warp effect, just like the Xeon have a warp effect for their, you know, human reproduction vessels. But anyway, that's just a one side thing. It's not even a big deal. I'm just pointing it out that it's like, hey, maybe, you know, it'd be nice to have that. But everything else about this fucking thing sounds good. It feels good, right? But how does it feel in combat? So I kind of had a change of heart, and I'm gonna go and see if I can find someone over here at the power gateway. I'm gonna pop their ass, and we're gonna see if this thing stock is viable, because it comes stock with lightning strikes. Lightning strikes are a Tavaran weapon, and it's a stand-in, in my opinion, for the lack of Vandal weaponry. Alright, we got ourselves some, our names back. I'm sorry. I can't help it. I'm sorry. I know it's a little douchey of me right now to be laughing. But maybe you shouldn't have done that. You know, Sig, like, I don't care about the feelings of these fucking people. Alright? I want every last Care Bear and Top Pilot to know that I will clap you in 4K. Alright? He's going fast. He might warp out before I get there. That's fine. Wait, what's this? Oh, it's a fellow Stinger. You see that spread, boys? You don't want that spread, alright? That's bad, alright? We lurching, boys, we lurching. As you can see, we got some power issues here. How about that size 5, boys? How about it? So yeah, it's really slow firing, boys. As far as its rotation and its pitch and yaw, you know, it's relatively all right. See, there we go. Wait, what? How many damage stakes does this fucking thing have? Alright, we gotta take a look at this real quick, boys, because we gotta see what's going on here. Where's my power settings? See, this is ridiculous right here, guys. So, you really gotta have... You really gotta have your shit set up for this ship, where you're not gonna be able to do any DPS. They're gonna get in range and fire. Obviously, these are AFK targets. Except for that other guy I killed. He had targets. He had cargo. Lol. Is that a... So it's not a bad ship. But woo! I killed somebody. Ha ha! Get fucked. Damn. I guess that one was an AFK. Alright, boys. I think that's enough of a Vandal attack for today. Well, there you have it, guys. This thing is a great gank machine, and in team fights, it's gonna be a very brutal fucking ship. And as I was showing y'all, the spread from the size 5 to the light strikes is it's not viable for dogfighting. In fact, I wouldn't even recommend this ship for dogfighting at all. If you have 2 exceptionally good light fighters around you, right, maybe 3, that would be a very, very dangerous combo, right? Because the sad reality is that like you're forced to deal with the light fighters because they'll shred you, which leaves the Stinger free to fuck you, right? So that's where we're at when it comes to team dynamics and when it comes to engagements, right? It's not really like I said, it's a brawler. It's going to stay in the fight. It can hang in the fight, but it's not going to be able to go nose to nose with anything except pretty much a lightning or above. And the lightning actually has better rotation than this ship, so it's going to be funny to see lightnings rotate Stingers. So yeah, there's this ship's got us a lot. It's a really great offensive piece, but when it comes to all the other stuff, it's not really viable for solo play, if you will, right? I mean, I'm out here doing it right now, but I'm not out here like I'm just out here just testing the damn thing, right? Those guys are just poor bastards that just happened to be there, right? So yeah, so the one thing I'm gonna just tell y'all, power plants. You're gonna need the best power plants you can get in the game for this thing for it to function properly and to have full power, right? Because obviously it's gimped based on its power plants, which is why, you know, I'm kind of like confused as to why CIG wants to go with 2 size 1s. I don't know why they're insistent on that, but whatever, sure. Maybe there's something I'm overlooking or just not paying attention to, or what the fuck have you. But this is a pretty decent ship. You know, if you're a new backer, I mean, I would, you know, buy it if you want. But if you're an older backer, you know, I would just store credit for this fucking thing. Right, you know, especially if you got something in your hangar that can upgrade to, right? So yeah, I give this ship a solid 8 out of 10, and it's only because it's just gimped on power. So anyway, that's just my thoughts on it, and you saw my loadout in the beginning of the video, what I prefer to use on this thing, but I'm not going to go full ham on it until I go back into live, you know, until this goes live or whatever. So yeah, if you catch someone off guard in this ship, it'll 1 or 2 shot them easily enough, especially when you have the right loadout on there. So, and the fire rate of the size 5 has also been reduced significantly, and you know, but yeah, it's a pretty good ship. I'd get it. How are you?